Hello students, I have a brief video for you today on observation and analysis. So these are more or less what you know, observation, and what you think you know, or what you think you can decide based on what you've observed, and this is analysis. Observations are data, pieces of data, things that you can sense, things that you can verify, anything uh, that you can see, smell, touch, taste, or hear. And this includes the hard data of research of all kinds, surveys, for example, any sort of scientific tests. All of that gives you data. Analysis is when you take that data and you try to figure out the reasons behind it, or you try to figure out what course of action you can take. All of this involves analyzing data. So let's take a look at an example. You wake up and hear a smoke alarm, you smell smoke, you hear your brother yelling from the kitchen, "It's okay, I just burned the toast." So here we have a situation, and there are some things that we can observe from that. If you want to pause the video now, pause and think about what your observations might be in this situation. So here are the observations that I listed. This is a more or less complete list, just from the information given here. It sounds like the smoke alarm is going off. The air smells like smoke. It sounds like your brother is yelling. It sounds like your brother is yelling that he burned the toast. So I included sounds like, smells like in all these cases, because if you really want to get technical about it, you don't have proof that any of these things are true until you very carefully verify that yes, it is the smoke alarm going off and not just something else that sounds like the smoke alarm. It's uh, not just sounds like your brother yelling, it actually is your brother yelling. But, you know, if these things happen, you can usually be pretty confident that all of these things are true. It sounds like the smoke alarm is going off because it is. So what is our analysis based on these observations? Again, pause the video if you'd like and think about what kind of analysis you can make. It's not that deep, really. The smoke alarm is going off. That's one of our analyses of the situation. Because there's smoke in the air smells like smoke, so there's smoke in the air. Because your brother burned the toast, and that's an analysis of your brother yelling that he burned the toast, the air smelling like smoke, the smoke alarm going off. All of that is because your brother burned the toast. And this is pretty basic analysis of the situation. So if we go a little further, we think about how likely each of these pieces of analysis is. Is it likely that the smoke alarm is going off? Is it likely that there is actually smoke in the air and not just something else that smells like smoke that isn't smoke, whatever that would be? And how likely is it that your brother burned the toast? Well, how likely each of these pieces of analysis are probably depends on your brother or whoever else you live with and how likely it is that they're playing some kind of elaborate prank on you. But if we go further, trust that these things are correct, what is our course of action or conclusion that we can draw? Well, you can probably ignore the smoke alarm if your brother can, stop the smoke from affecting the alarm, can stop the toast from burning. You can just ignore it. And you can probably decide that you should go somewhere else for breakfast, or at least, leave the house until the smoke alarm stops going, maybe shut the door, I don't know, whatever you can do to get out of there. So those courses of actions might be something that you include at the end of an observation and analysis piece. Whenever you're sharing observations and analysis, it's always important to remember your audience and remember your purpose. Why are you sharing this information and analysis with your audience? What do they want to get out of it? Include any observations you analyze. If you're including analysis but not the reason or the thing that you're analyzing, your audience is going to be lost. And as soon as you lose them, they stop believing your analysis. Always emphasize things that are most important to your audience and the purpose of your writing, and also emphasize the things that are most likely. You want your audience to see things that they believe. And always make it clear when you're speculating. How much confidence do you have in each of these pieces of analysis? So if you know in the previous situation that your brother is a practical joker, maybe you are less confident that you are actually smelling smoke, that it is actually the smoke alarm going off, or that your brother actually burned the toast. Maybe these are all part of a prank that your brother is playing. So this This guide might help you with the assignment number 3 that is due this week. In any case, please take note of this and remember it for assignment 4, where I will also be asking you to do observation and analysis.